I think we'll start first with some introductions because we really do have a great panel up here today. First of all, thank you all for joining and participating in this event and being great sponsors and supporters of the DECT Forum and NR+. With us today, we have Emmanuel Drena, lead architect of wireless connectivity at Schneider Electric. I think we already said hello to you. Christopher Gulich, CEO of Mile Semiconductor. Yusuf Kamel, the SVP of Buildings, Tracking and Monitoring with Wirepas. Anatoly Peshkov, CEO of DSR. Laurie Pikevi, which I'm sure I didn't get right, even though you tried to train me in the proper pronunciation of Finnish names. Technical product manager from Nordic, Bruno Volcano, who is the head of strategic and industrial alliances activities at Legrand, and Klaus Wechter, who is our global standardization management at Siemens. So we have a great group today. And first, we wanted to let each one of these fine folks talk to us a little bit about why each of their companies is spending time and investing in the DECT Forum and NR+. And we'll start with Emmanuel.
Yep. So Emmanuel Drena, happy to be there with you this evening. So I'm wireless connectivity lead architect for Schneider Electric. So Schneider Electric, you probably know the company. So it's a 40 billion revenue. So mainly acting as an energy partner for customer. Mainly two big business units. So one is really energy management, as the other one is linked to industrial automation. And on top of that, for sure, we digitalize everything. So clearly, we electrify, we automate, and we digitize. Here, I just would like to highlight that we have a global footprint worldwide. And I just want to highlight, yes, in terms of activities, close to 30% is linked to building. So we'll talk a lot to building this evening. So let's keep this number in mind, and let's move.
Excellent, thank you. And then we'll go to Christoph.
Yes, hello. My name is Christoph Gulich. I'm CEO and co-founder of Mile Semiconductor. We at Last Mile doing dedicated chipsets for the 1.9 connectivity with NR+. We are a fabless semiconductor company based in Dresden. Yes, we have this LM10XX product in the fab and in the lab, and we provide really a semiconductor platform, especially for all these IoT use cases, for all these at the end of the physical AI use cases which are coming up. And just to say, this is a great opportunity to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And Yusuf.
My turn. So very pleased to be here. I'm actually delighted. Yusuf Kamel. I'm heading the smart tracking and smart building initiatives at Wirepas. So Wirepas is a Finnish company. We're still not at 40 billion euro of turnover, not yet, but coming there. Small company, 100 people. We are 100% focused on IoT networking technology. We provide connectivity stack and connectivity platform to our customers. And our role is really to bring very reliable systems and to make sure our customers can deploy very large scale resilient networks. We have deployed more than 20 million devices to date. 20 million devices are connected with Wirepas today. And we took the crazy decision to contribute a lot of our IP, and probably most of it, to this standardization initiative, which is the NR+. So we're very proud to be a main contributor of the NR+ technology, and I'm delighted to have you here with us.
Thank you, Yusuf. And on to Anatoly to talk about DSR.
Okay, thank you. My name is Anatoly Peshkov. I represent DSR. I'm founder and CEO for DSR Corporation. So DSR Corporation is a software company. It's quite well known in IoT world, if you know that. We are well known as a Zigbee stack provider, probably number one on the market. It's called ZBoss. And the company itself is very much excited about NR+, and we would like to bring our experience how to make #1 stack on the market and how to promote it for industry. And we hope it's going to happen. So thank you.
Excellent. And Lauri, to you.
Good evening. So I work for Nordic Semiconductor, and we are a provider of wireless technologies of all different sorts. And we really saw a need and an opportunity in the DECT band and DECT technologies to make a real IoT wireless technology. It's purpose-built for serious connectivity business. It's not a cat video Wi-Fi repurposed for something else, but an IoT protocol, and we are proud to be like founding members on defining that standard. Thank you.
Thank you. And over to you, Bruno.
About Legrand, so thank you. So I am Bruno Vulcano. I am from Legrand, and Legrand today is a company which is a little bit smaller than Schneider Electric. We are close to 10 billion euro in 2025. And our mission is to deliver a solution for residential, commercial, and data center buildings. So quite the same than my friend here, close to me. And we are, what we are seeing, the leader specialist in terms of electrical and digital infrastructure to serve these three kind of buildings. So our goal is to make and to provide solution to make to simplify the life of our customer, to improve life where people are meeting, are working, are playing, and so by providing some innovation, some sustainable solution, and some technology able to deliver what they are looking for. My role in Legrand is to promote initiative inside alliances and to make sure that we are doing is in line with our strategy and also helping the strategy definition of the group.
And last but certainly not least, my friend Klaus.
So hi, I'm Klaus, working for Siemens. It's funny, 1st of March, I'm with Siemens 35 years, so it's really a long time, but still feeling like a front runner here, yeah. So what we figured out, we are serving customers in 140 countries. So we are permanently looking for new technologies, and most of them, as you can imagine, should be global. And this is at least, I would call it semi-global today, what we know. And even if I'm working for the building part, Siemens buildings, this technology is much more. So this technology would even take a lot of opportunities on the digital industry as well as on the buildings. But that's why we're very fascinated, and even the fact that it is a 5G standard already was very attractive to us at Siemens. Thank you.
Excellent. So now we've heard just a little bit about why each company is here and contributing. So let's dig in a little bit. We're going to start with this conversation around, and it's what they call the elephant in the room. Why yet another standard? I think everybody has seen either cartoons to this effect or seen laundry lists of standards, especially for the IoT space. You know, and even Jeremy pointed out the set of standards that are being used today in this space. So why did this group of companies and why did you feel compelled to pursue and develop NR Plus as a new standard? And I think I'll maybe start with Youssef, because you did mention a significant amount of IP contribution. So why don't you kick us off?
Yeah, it was definitely a bold move from our side. I think the main thing is that we were pushed a lot by our customers, because we serve around 220 customers worldwide. They deploy around 20 million of IoT devices, and basically these devices are in critical or large-scale networks. And somehow, when you operate infrastructure business, of course, it's easy to scale on a certain number of customers. But if you want to build the real scale, you have to standardize the technology so that it is easy to adopt. You have a freedom of choice. So we believe that it's probably better to have a share in a very large pie than keeping the small pie for your own. So I think that's the first element. I think the second element was also opportunistic. There was an opportunity with the DECT Forum to benefit from this 1.9 gigahertz band, which is a very unused band. And just to give you an idea, we have basically 3 megahertz of spectrum available in Europe for ISM devices. This is actually an available spectrum of 20 megahertz, which is almost free from any kind of regulation. So there's no duty cycle constraints, no TX power constraints. So we have kind of a great band which is purpose-built for IoT, for low power, large scale devices, and we will see that this is a great thing for the industry.
So as a customer of a company like Wirepas, I mean, Bruno, you may have something to add here as well in terms of, why.
Why? Yes, another technology, another standards, and why? I will say why not. No, I'm kidding. Actually, what you said, Joseph, is a key point. So first, for building like this one, we can do a lot of things already, and several technologies are existing and delivering what we need. However, according to the best RIA explanation a few minutes ago, you were able to understand. I think you are aware already, but we need to retrofit a lot of buildings because of the energy regulation and the constraint, which is good to save our planet, to deliver less carbon footprint, etc. And so we need to retrofit all these buildings. And often, if I want to retrofit a building, I'm going to select a wireless technology because it is easy to install, and we have to save cost. In this kind of buildings, like an hotel like this, we have a lot of devices which are to be installed. And often, what we are seeing on the market in terms of technology which are existing, so we have time to time some limitation in terms of number of devices, some limitation about the range of communication, and Plus is completely checking all the boxes we are looking for. So and be present in what we are calling the golden frequency, which is 1.9, which is dedicated to DECT technology and nothing else. We are also simplifying and have a good security in terms of traffic, which is today time to time a problem with 2.4 gigahertz. Yeah.
Okay, so I think those are some pretty good fundamental reasons that are coming both from customers and the market and the conditions of the buildings in place. Maybe we can dig a little bit into more of the technical perspective. So what are, and Roel put up a list of features, but maybe we can talk a little bit more thoroughly about what are the technical things that make NR Plus particularly different, and how does it address some of the concerns and needs that, say, Bruno outlined or were even outlined in the prior presentation. Laurie, maybe we can start with you on that a little bit.
Okay, so we've mentioned the radio band now a few times, and I just start from there that this is a radio band where everybody plays the same game with the same rule book, and that means that you can control the coexistence interference, and that increases the reliability of any solution on that radio band. And when we defined the standard and the technology, we took some well-tested, known, good technologies from 3G, 4G families for this new opportunity in this spectrum. So it is like a well-tested, well-known behaving radio technology. We know how it behaves in real large-scale deployments and in challenging radio environments. The cellular networks have proven that like the OFDM technology works and guarantees some very good throughput in multipath radio environments, for example. And then reliability, of course, goes through all the different protocol layers and software layers. So there is, for example, on the lowest level, PHY level, we have an acknowledgement and recombining solution. So if there is interference, the packet is corrupted, there is a retransmission, and we can combine those packets. And even if there is still interference, it's probably in a different part of that packet, so we get a complete good packet through in bad situations. And then on the higher levels, we go to like cybersecurity and other solutions that make for a very good, reliable technology for different solutions.
Emmanuel, from an architectural perspective, do you want to add on to that?
Yeah. So I think that reliability is key as a basement for the technology, but also, let's say, as a manufacturer, and in order to target this kind of large building segment. So the range is really interesting. So meaning that we move from the 2.4 gigahertz limitation that we can know, but it's linked to the frequency, and here we can really extend and to target, I don't know, so based on tests that we did in some of our building, it's close to 100 meters inside the building. And if you go outside, also, you can target much more, okay? So perhaps close to the kilometer or more, meaning that building can be a beginning of the story, perhaps smart grids, smart lighting tomorrow, some other, so the technology can be reused for other use cases. But if we stay focused on let's say the smart building use case, so in addition to the range, then there is a mesh capability. So meaning that, okay, it's really a way to cover a large building, a large area, with a long distance in between each node. On top of that, you had the scalability, meaning that you can start with a network with only few nodes, okay, if you want, and then you can grow up to several thousands, okay, and really tens of thousands if you want, and you will still operate the network in the same way. It's very interesting because we know that the building will continue to live for decades, and perhaps the story will start with the EPDB regulation with HVAC, and then we will need to extend. So scalability is very important. And the final point for us, I think, is bidirectional communication, because with cybersecurity needs, firmware update will be key in the future, and so we need to be sure that this kind of new technology will be able to ensure really the application that we want to cover, but also that it can involve during the lifetime of the building. So having at D0 a strong and robust over-the-air update, it's key.
So Klaus, we haven't heard from you yet.
Yeah. Yeah, this is all nice arguments, but from a checklist point of view, for us it's important it has to be IP, best IPv6. It has to be a mesh. We need really to have it reliable. We have burned our fingers in the past with non-reliable wireless technologies a lot, so that's why we said, okay, let's have a closer look. And this is really when even Wirepas came into the game again and offered a very good solution here, very, very trustable solution. So that was really convincing us in the end that all these arguments we have already heard now are really true, and we can make it. So we have compared a lot of different technologies over the years. Our first wireless strategy is from 2008, so we're a long time focusing on that topic, but we never have seen a better opportunity than this one. Yeah, that's what I have to say. Thank you.
Excellent. So I do think, there are these technical attributes and, what makes a good technology choice, but there's also business drivers.
Yeah.
What is causing customers to make decisions and to choose, and what are the filters through which they pick those technologies? So if we kind of pivot a little bit to what are the business reasons people should be or are looking to implement NR+. I think that would be a good thing to hear about. And maybe not only from the people who have to buy it and put in the solution, but also the people who have to make products and choose the technology to embed in products. So let's start first with customers who are using solutions. Klaus, do you want to carry on from there and maybe talk a little bit about what customer business decisions are?
Yeah, let's say for the customers, it's somehow important to have, on the one hand, not that many different solutions in their buildings, because in the end you have to keep them all up running for 20, 30, 40 years, maintaining it, keep them secure. So this is a lot of effort, a lot of work to be done. So if you then can, with such a new technology, use already things you like IP technology, IPv6 technology with X509 certificates you're already used to from your IT department today, that's very helpful. So this is why we have to bring these things together. So we have all these benefits from the new radio, what you just mentioned, but we can also reuse their IT department, for example, to keep the things up and running. That's something people are looking for. The other thing is that the customers today, all know we have this refurbishment wave in front of us. They are very interested in battery-powered solutions. So if you just glue a sensor to the wall, you don't need a cable, you go away. That's a very interesting thing. Running for several years without changing a battery. So there's a lot of such things we need to take into account. And this all looks very promising with this technology.
Those are great points. Bruno, anything to pile on there?
Yeah, maybe we can add, this is a technical requirements, I will say, but at the same time, we need to deliver standards. So we need to make sure that our customers are confident with their choice. So if I am going to buy a device at Legrand, which is a proprietary solution, what's happened the day when something went wrong for Legrand, for example? I hope no, but it may happen. But so this is why we are sitting all together. I think it is because we are sure that our customers are waiting such a solution, but they are not waiting a specific solution from a specific company. They want to make sure that today they are working with Schneider Electric devices. I hope tomorrow they are going to select the Legrand one, because it is a standard. It is interoperable. And the motion sensor is a motion sensor. The look and the form factor may be different. We are competing on the market with the quality, the brand value, etc., not about the technology. And we need to make sure that, again, people we are investing in the retrofit of their buildings are convinced it is for several dozen of years, I would say. So that's a key point to make sure this is becoming a standard.
So that's easier to install.
Easy to install.
Business continuity in the long term, et cetera. So how does that compare and contrast, Christophe and Anatoly, to what decisions you may make as technology providers? So why NR Plus in your world, where you're a supplier to such companies as Siemens and Legrand and Schneider? Either one of you can go first. Anatoly, do you want to?
Well, I can cover some. Definitely, you can see here a lot of information about DECT NR Plus. DECT NR Plus brings up 5G great quality of service without any cellular infrastructure. And that actually will be driving, in my opinion, a deployment and choice of customers, for customers to deploy it for their application, because it will allow to create a private network, 5G grade again, saying, and with low cost and total ownership. So it will create much cheaper solutions, more deployable and more maintainable. So that's very important. This is what we see on the market, the demand. And well, that's one of the purposes of what we are working on.
Yeah. What I've seen years ago as I started the crazy journey of building semiconductors for 1.9 gigahertz was that the main barrier is the 1.9 gigahertz spectrum. And this spectrum is free, and for me the decision was I can make money on it, and that worldwide. This was the main decision on that, and this is mostly the decision of all of us to make money on this. And this was for me a great opportunity to say, okay, this is great, this is free spectrum. We're talking about a lot of devices. I saw also that long range and for example, this data rate is not applicable, also not on the market. If you're looking on LoRa, if you're looking at other technologies, it's not possible. And then there comes the need, there came the need from Cyber Resilience Act, from all the updates, also from physical AI, which needs data rate. and security. And then you say, okay, this is exactly the fit, what was missing, what was the missing pieces. And this is also that for, if you're looking at all the use cases which are coming up in physical AI and all the cameras and all the clever agents which are running on the edge, this is something what is really cannot happen without having a connectivity. And NR Plus and the 1.9 gigahertz makes sure that we can deploy in future also AI-driven devices. And this is why I made the decision years ago. And I'm very happy with this decision.
Yeah, so your view is use case driven today and tomorrow.
Exactly.
And then you've also got those same customer needs of ease of use, ease of deployment, ease of maintainability, ease of upgradability. All of those things kind of flow together into this is the right choice.
And this is not working with low data rate.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. And so now this is another interesting kind of progression. We heard that there's 50% of buildings are still analog and a huge number of retrofit buildings. So is NR Plus, I mean, we've touted all the great features. Is it a one and done solution? Can a customer say, this is going to be my technology, I'm going to deploy it one and done and everywhere? Or will we see, because there are embedded devices in the market and some of those other technologies, whether it's KNX or BACnet or what have you, is there going to be a need for living side by side? And how does the standards process, take that into consideration? So I think we may have some somewhat divergent point of view on the panel. So you, Anatoly, why don't you tell us a little bit about your perspectives in terms of coexistence of technologies?
Well, definitely, we don't think that DECT NR Plus right now going to replace everything. No. And why companies or building owners would like to replace well-working 802.15.4? That would be completely having no sense. So, however, there are some use cases where, let's say, Zigbee or Thread or Wi-Fi or BLE cannot cover, for instance, like a pretty dense network with high data rate. So that would be very difficult to cover by those technologies. If you need a mesh network, again, with nodes 45, 50 meters away. So in that case, you need to have something else. Right now, those business cases, use cases are not covered. And DECT NR Plus definitely has a great chance to play a big role in building automation and for retrofitting existing systems. So it's a big deal. And we can see it's not covered with existing applications. So, well, here we are.
Mm-hmm.
So fit in the right niches.
Right. We are going to coexist.
And Yusuf, your perspectives.
Yeah, no, I think one thing that attracted my attention in the presentation before is the very low rate of conversion of wireless. Actually, the wireless is fairly, is not very much deployed in buildings today. And the main reason is how comfortable the installers are to deploy wireless technologies. In order for them to be comfortable, they need to be able to deploy it whatever the use case, right? They need to make sure, they need to be confident that the coverage of the whole building is there. They need to be sure that they can pick and choose from various vendors, that the installation procedures are the same, are kind of equivalent, provisioning is equivalent, the fact that they know by definition that they will not have any interruption of service wherever you are. And what we'll be showing in the demonstration is that because of the range you get, and also the fact that this has built-in security, it has built-in interoperability for over-the-air update, it supports a lot of the kind of the corner cases natively. It is actually something that will provide a lot of comfort to the installers that, hey, they can trust this. And once you unlock that trust, wiring a refurbished building becomes over expensive. So that's I think that's what this technology is able to unlock. Now, of course, I agree there will be many wireless technologies, but at least this is the one that can really unlock and replace the wires in the minds of the installers. That's how I see it. Of course, this is infancy. I mean, we are starting with this, but we're starting from a very mature point.
So not totally divergent perspectives, but maybe different spins on the same tail as the market grows and the need and desire for wireless transition grows. We're going to do a couple of quick questions and then wrap up with a round robin. First, though, I think, Lauri, you were the person who might have mentioned something about the Cyber Resilience Act, or was it Christoph? One of the two of you did. So either one of you, maybe you can talk a little bit about the cybersecurity, I'll call it attributes, or cybersecurity readiness of NR Plus for the group.
So if I start, well, first of all, we did think about cybersecurity when we defined the standard. So that's one of the nice things to work with a standard that is started in this millennium, compared with lots of old standards that have started when world was somehow totally different, it seems. So there is security built in. There is MAC level security for all devices to control that authenticated devices join the network. You have the possibility to like device to gateway security within the standard. And then, of course, if you run IP, you can have end-to-end security from the device to end servers and services. And we are still paying attention to security, so there is discussions on improving the security on like post-quantum challenges. So that is a discussion we are having and working to standardize the way to really enforce the key management and key updates to enforce the policy of changing the keys in the network. So it is built in, but it is still also a work in progress.
So, go ahead, Christoph.
Yeah,
you want to add on?
Just shortly. We see this same like Nordics. Without having this requirements in the chipset for all the Cyber Resilience Act, it's not possible to do anything in future. We are talking about quality management in all these networks. We're talking about certificates you need to do, and this, our decision was not to do it by our own. We did it with a partner, Kudelski IoT. We have a built-in secure element in our chipset to really address these challenges, the quality management, also all the certificates, the algorithms to get these updated. And the good thing is with NR Blast, we really can do it, and we can do it in a good time and really deliver updates, not in hours.
Yes.
Talk about minutes or less.
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. I think that addressing those issues, particularly those policy issues, and creating that consistency is a pretty big lesson learned from others who've been trying to develop compliance with CRA and the ability to have a secure and secure-ready solution. Gosh, here we are at a trade show, and why wouldn't we talk about AI? Because everywhere you go, you're going to talk about AI. And in fact, Christoph, I think you mentioned physical AI, so I'm going to ask you to lead off our second to last question, our penultimate question. So how does NR Plus get us closer to that AI vision? I think you started down that path, but...
I see, at first, what we see is that our physical world is becoming intelligent. So that means all this AI which is generated in the cloud will be more processed at the edge. And this is a trend, it's a mega trend. This happens every day, and it will be in the next years more and more. We are talking about all the cameras. We are talking all about the clever sensors. We are talking about smart city use cases like weapons detection, all these crazy stuff which is coming up, which really secures our critical infrastructure. And all these intelligence on the edge just works with connectivity. And at the moment, there is just NR Plus for us, the only solution who really can deliver the connectivity in an own spectrum with a reliability, with a deterministic behavior to really fulfill all the requirements for physical AI. And I don't mean streaming. I mean just sending events generated by the AI agents, generated by the AI machines, and this is what our future will happen in our future. And this is what we see, and this is also the reason we put NPUs in our chipsets. That's it.
Anything else to add on that, on the AI topic, team? Emmanuel, please.
Perhaps a few words. So it's really the trends regarding the building. So we'll go for collaborative or autonomous building. So where we present a lot of different vertical systems with each their own, let's say, connectivity solution, wired or wireless, and more we have to merge all those data to bring value. So meaning that if you want really to have a smart building, we need to be interoperable, to share the data, and to have the data available at the edge level, at the BMS, in order to take the right decision and try to, let's say, temperature data can be used by different systems, by different applications at a time. An occupancy sensor also can be used to turn on the light, but also something else. It will be very important. And yes, AI will be there somewhere at the edge, for sure, to make, let's say, the building more efficient.
Yeah. Maybe we should add one thing. We forget very often. In the moment, we are very used to do HVAC. We do temperature, we do humidity, we do CO2 and things like that. The next thing was then energy management. Now we have to understand what is the energy consumption of all these devices around us. Okay, we are already close to get used to it. The next thing will be water management, because we're running out of water. After that, we will do waste management. In Asia, very often we do this already today. In Europe, we're not used to that. So this means thousands and thousands and thousands of more sensors deployed over the whole building or even over whole campuses. And therefore, we need such a reliable technology. And AI is nothing without data. So we need those sensors to feed the AI to do the right decisions in the end. So we should not forget that. So AI is great, but AI needs data. And data comes from sensors, and sensors need a reliable infrastructure. And this is what we talk about, reliable and secure infrastructure. So that's why we should not stop thinking today. We should even think about what will come the next 10 and 20 years. And this is exactly, maybe I even forgot something, but you will think in that direction, you will understand what I mean. Yeah, thank you.
I think that's a great capstone statement in terms of kind of how that progression needs to move and how NR Plus is such a foundational component to that. Okay, so we've hit our timer mark, but we are going to have a round robin of like the same question. The key here is if you go first, you have a unique answer, and then you're not the guy who says, oh yeah, I agree with Joe. And I'm going to narrow it a little bit from our panel prep. What is the one thing that you think the DECT Forum NR Plus Standards Group needs, and what does the standard need to be successful? This can be technical, it can be operational, it can be participatory or go-to-market, regulatory. What's the one thing that you think is very important for this technology's success? And whoever raises their hand gets to go first. Oh. We have a winner. Go right ahead, Laurie.
And I'll be a bit surprising for a technical product manager, so I say we need users.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good answer. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
Look at you, very quick and to the point. I like that.
You're fully right. We just start, as Yusuf already said, we're just in the beginning. And now as more of us collaborating together and doing our demos, you see there in the back, there is a Siemens demo. It's not a product, it's a demo. We are not on the level of a product yet. But anyhow, we need to get to do these demos together with your devices to really make it even better as it is today.
That's a great point. Emmanuel raised his hand next,
and
then we'll do Anatoly.
As a device manufacturer, I think that ecosystem is really very important. So we need several stack vendor, we need several silicon to build product, we need a lab to certify your product, we need end user at the end, but ecosystem.
Excellent. Ben's got a job ahead of him for the test labs, so.
Maybe
Anatoly,
one
and
last?
then, Anatoly,
I would like
Go
to
ahead.
add something, okay?
you go.
It's very important. You know, most of you been participating in building standards, and for building standards, it's very important to collect all the use cases. Use cases really addressing real business on the market. That is really the key, I believe, for DECT Plus success. And by the way, there was a question like how we can all help DECT Plus. The only way how you can bring more use cases so we can collect it properly, process it, structure it, and then we can create an awesome standard. This is how it should be done, in my opinion.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Excellent, excellent.
Maybe last point, I would like to add that we are starting, I mean, this is the start, but we are starting from a fantastic foundation. This is mature, this is deployed in actually billions of products if you talk about the RF standard, which is very much derived from LTE. And then on the mesh side, this is extremely mature. So we're starting from a very mature technology. It's really about what you said, is the adoption, the ecosystem. It's basically about bringing you guys on board and making it happen.
Christophe, I think we have 3 of you left, so Christophe looked like he was ready.
Maybe one thing is important, NA+ in principle is independent from the application standard. So this is
Yes. Yeah.
this is independent. And what we really need is to create liaisons to existing standards, that we really have a plug-in to existing standards, because we don't start here to define every bit of every standard. We do not invent new standards. We are plug-in for existing application standards, and this is really our strongness to do it exactly like that.
But here I really have to add on that. And if you look at BACnet today, if you look at KNX today, both applications are made in a way that we can easily plug in. So it's not that we have to invent another application. We can use our existing applications and easily add NR+ to it. Not an issue at all. So this is exactly what I just needed to add this. Yeah.
That's good.
Thank you.
Okay. And Bruno was
And
jumping out
the
of his
problem
chair.
is
He's
I
ready.
don't know what to add because. So I think yes, to make sure this is becoming a success, we need to start at the DECT Forum level to open liaison with other organizations, because it is already what you are seeing a little bit, but this is a transport, physical layer and transport layer only. So even if we are able to interoperate, as you will see here, we are sharing a network. We are not talking to each other. And the next step will be, as soon as we are mature probably right now, we have to go to talk with other organizations providing applicative layer, like KNX, like CSA with Matter, and to make sure that at the end, we can share the network, but we can also understand each other in terms of devices. So, and to do that, we need you, because we are a membership-driven organization, and we need resources to make the job done, because if we are just blablating and waiting somebody to make the job done for us, maybe in 20 years we come back here and we are talking about the same things. So
we have to do it
this
before
is a
class
voluntary action.
retires.
We need to.
Yes.
We need you
Quickly.
and feel free to scan
Okay,
the
well,
QR
very
code and to
good.
become a member.
Very good. I hope this was, I think we did a great job only going 6 minutes over our planned time with this wealth of knowledge and expertise up here. I know you guys could talk for a significant period of time. Again, I want to thank you for coming up here and talking more, and let's give our panel a hand.
Thank you.